let's start with a chemical one, and let's just pick alcohol because of its ubiquity. So let's go through how a person might be evaluating the 4 C's and tolerance withdrawal. So I come to you and I say, I'm here because people around me think I drink too much. What are sort of the questions we go through to probe that?
Yeah, great. So we've developed a kind of framework that relies on gathering data in a way that's not threatening and sort of factually based, starting simply with data. So we would ask people, what do you drink? How much and how often? When we try to quantify that specifically with alcohol, we bring it down to what we call the standard drink. A standard drink is 1 12-ounce bottle of beer, a 5-ounce glass of wine, or 1 to 1.5 ounces of hard liquor. So that's one standard drink. We use something called the timeline fallback method because it tends to be more reliable than a sort of general gestalt, where we say, okay, how much did you drink yesterday? How much did you drink the day before that? And the day before that, and the day before that, until we get 7 days. We add it all up. And then the person goes, oh, wow, I'm drinking 21 standard drinks in a week. That's very useful information for me as a healthcare provider, but also for that individual themselves. Because when we're chasing dopamine, we have a funny way of not being very good self-observers and losing track. So we simply gather the data. Then we ask people to tell us why they drink. What is it? What is the positive thing that they get out of it? As well as trying to hint a little bit at tolerance, which is to say, is it still working for them the way that it used to? I should also mention when we're gathering data, we're also looking for binge patterns. So some people can go a long time without drinking, but then they'll have, let's say for an adult male, a binge is considered 5 or more standard drinks in a sitting. A sitting is a single day. For an adult female, it's 4 or more standard drinks in a sitting. And when we find that pattern, that's also very concerning. Let me just say that the really nice thing about alcohol is that these questions are based on epidemiologic studies showing that for an adult male who drinks more than 14 standard drinks per week or more than 4 on any given day, or an adult female who drinks more than 7 standard drinks per week or more than 3 on any given day, there's a much higher risk not only of having an alcohol addiction, but also developing all-cause morbidity and mortality. So pancreatitis, heart disease, cancer, injury, accident, and death. So it's very nice to have that data to back that up. But anyway, we start there. It is just to say that, and then we probe. And why do people drink? People drink for all kinds of reasons, but broadly speaking, they drink to have fun or to solve a problem. That problem can be anything from social anxiety to loneliness to boredom and everything in between. So we really explore that with patients. And then next, we ask about problems. Like, are you having, what are the problems that you have noticed? Interpersonal problems, work problems, health problems, the simple problem of tolerance, that it's not working for you the way that it used to. Are you having mental health problems, depression, anxiety, insomnia, inattention? And we kind of go through those. And then based on that, we begin to see a picture that nudges us toward thinking that, yes, this person has what we call an alcohol use disorder. And again, you can see it's quite judgmental and contextual, right, depending upon the culture. But one of the things that often happens is people will normalize their use by affiliating with other people who drink heavily. So they'll say, well, you may think that's a lot, but my fraternity brother Joe drinks way more than I do. It's like, well, yes, but in the general population, you're in the 1 percentile. In terms of even just the amounts that you drink. And we know that just based on amounts, you're at higher risk for all-cause morbidity and mortality, even separate from our diagnosing an addictive disorder.
Okay, so what about, and you also already addressed the withdrawal, and of course, I'm sure many people are quite familiar with the medical complexity of alcohol withdrawal and how things like DTs can become an actual physiologic risk to mortality if a patient isn't withdrawn safely from alcohol using things like benzodiazepines. And as discussed earlier, of course, tolerance is clear with alcohol.